Hi, my name is Phoebe Tai. My partner name is Adela Yoli. Adela was born and raised in Peru and moved to the United States about 5 years ago. Excuse me. Adela is very lucky enough to get her name drawn from like a Visa lottery, which is like a lottery that they do that gives immigrants an opportunity to come to America and eventually get their green card. The only downfall about that is that she had to leave behind her parents and her two siblings, which is her brothers and sisters. She is now currently living with her cousin husband, and their two children. And as for work, Adela is working as a part-time nanny for her cousin's friend. And she told me that when she moved to America, she didn't really know a word of English, but when she started to learn as she went to travel to different places in California, talk to different people, take ESL classes at West Valley, and eventually she started getting the hang of it. She told me practice makes perfect, so right now she's still continuing to learn like new words and new phrases and whatnot. Um, so our culture has a lot of similarities and a lot of differences. With her being Peruvian and me like as an Asian person, right after the first meeting, you can already tell like it was very different. In my culture, when you meet someone, you don't really have any physical contact with them. Instead, we would like cross our arms and kind of like bow our heads. It's kind of weird, but that's just my culture. But however, since I was born and raised in the United States, I've learned kind of like the American way of greeting, which is to shake someone's hand. But when I first met Adela, she came up to me and actually gave me a hug and a kiss on my cheek, which kind of caught me off guard because I'm not really used to that, especially when I just first met them. So it's just like, oh, hey. Um, but I just went with the flow, and eventually, like the second time we met, I was actually more comfortable because I had gotten to know her and about her culture and whatnot. So that was interesting. And then as the meeting went along, the third time I met her, she had taken me to a Peruvian restaurant near Santa Clara called Isabella's. When I first walked in there, I noticed like it was really loud in there. Like there's loud salsa music, and they had like music videos and whatnot on the TV. And then they came out with like different appetizers, and one of the appetizers that I noticed that they had was like popcorn kernels, that was just the kernel, and it was salted, which was pretty interesting because I'm so used to having my popcorn microwaved and smothered in butter. But it was actually pretty good. Different but good. And then when it came to ordering, I noticed that a lot of their food had stuff with rice in it, which is pretty similar to my culture because we Asians love rice. Like we have rice in every dish that we have. So I was pretty happy to see that, we did have some similarities, and I eventually ended up ordering like a dish with like seafood in it. So it was pretty good. It was interesting. A bit salty, but really good. Overall, I could say that this program has really opened my eyes to wanting to learn more about other cultures. At first, when, it was announced in class that we had to meet up with an ESL student and learn about their culture, I was a little bit sketchy about it because I was thinking to myself like, oh man, what if this person doesn't understand me, or if this person can't speak any English to me, like how are we going to communicate? But I was wrong. Like I was really wrong. Adela was able to communicate with me perfectly, and at first, at times, not at first, but at times she would like struggle with words, but she would use her hands and like just ways just to show me like what she was trying to say, and I actually understood her. Like this experience has taught me a lot. Like I've really enjoyed it, and Adele and I are actually planning on taking some salsa classes this winter break at this dance studio that she always goes to. So that should be really interesting. And then eventually, hopefully, we'll keep in touch and I can see where our friendship goes. But as for now, we're already in touch. Like, she texts me probably like twice or three times a week, so that's good. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed this, and I enjoyed meeting her, and I can't wait to meet new people, and yeah, nothing but good stuff from here on out.